Hi, this is April Dawson, and this is a real quick and dirty video on how I create my attendance Airtable. So as you can see, I'm in Airtable, and you need to make sure you have an account, and I'm just using the free account. And then you're going to create a base, and I'm going to just start from scratch. And I'm going to label this class attendance, and I will choose the color. I'll choose green. Feeling kind of green today. And if I want to choose an icon for this class, let's see what we have here. I'll choose a gavel. All right. So now I've got the base set up. So I'm going to click on it and open it up, and this is what we have. I can rename these fields, but I think what I'm going to do for purposes of this video is just delete these fields and start really from scratch. I'm going to keep this name field here because I'm going to use that. So the first field I'm going to create is called first name, and it's a single line text, and I'm going to save that. And the second field is called last name. And again, I want that to be a single line text. I'm going to save that. The next field is going to be class takeaway, and I'm actually going to make this longer text just so the students can type in a little bit more. And I'm going to save that. And then the next field will be questions so that the student can type any questions that they have. And again, I'm going to change this so it is long text. And then this last field is going to be entry date and time. And that is going to be created time. So this field is going to populate automatically. And this is a format that I want. So the table already had these records in it. I'm going to select all. So I just selected that, and then I hold the shift key down, select that, and then I'm going to just delete all these records. All right, so now I've got my fields. So the next thing I need to do is to have this name field be a formula that will combine the first name and last name. I don't really need that field there, but I like having a field that has both names. So I'm going to customize this field. I'm going to go down to formula, and then the formula, it gives me options. So I'm going to click on first name, which is a field in my database. Click on first name, space, and then the and sign, space, open quotation marks, space, close quotation marks, because I want a space in between the two fields, space, and sign, space, and then I'm clicking last name and then save. All right, let's see if that worked. So I will type April. All right, so it automatically populated, and it also put in the date and time that this record was created. Now, how do I make a form so that my students can fill in this information using a QR code or a URL? So I go here to Grid View, and right to the left of that, there's this little down arrow. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to go to Form and click on Form. All right. And so first I'm going to name this form, and I'm going to say attendance form. All right. Now you can see that what's included on this form are the fields where the student can enter information. But we've got first name, so I'm going to click on this because this is a required field. So I click this little required. Last name, that is required as well. Class takeaway, that is required as well. So for the students to enter their attendance, they have to include a class takeaway. Question, that's not required. And I think what I'm going to do here is, even though the field on the form is just question, I'm going to change this so it reads, do you have any questions from class? And so that's what they'll see on the form. So I'm going to change this one as well. So it reads, write 1 or 2 key takeaways you got from today's class. All right, so I've got my form all set up. Now I can share this form. And first, let me show you. If I wanted to open the form, I can just click on this little open form so I can see what it looks like. And this is what it looks like. I'll go ahead and fill in. And we don't have any questions. And I'll hit submit. And so this is exactly what the students would see. So let's go back to that table and let's go back to our grid view and see if that record is there. And so here's the record that I just submitted, right? So Marie Austin, disparate impact. And actually, let's do this so it's easier for me as a professor to read this. Class takeaway. And also any questions so I can see them a little bit easier. And I think what I'll do is I'll reduce the size of this, reduce the size of this, and I might even reduce this a little bit. This gives me a little more room. Okay, so my form is great. It's filling in the table correctly. Now, the last thing I need to do is to provide a means by which my students can access the form. So let's go back to the form view. And we've got this little button here, share form. If I click on that, it shows me the link. So I can copy that. And if I wanted to send this link to my students, I can do that. If I'm teaching using Zoom, I can in the chat, I can actually post it there in the chat box. So that's one way to do it. What I like to do is to create a QR code. So I'm going to go to the QR code generator. And this is the one that I like, and it is the QR code generator. And I'm going to click this URL, and then I'm going to paste my form URL. And so there we have that. I've got this code. I can save it. And I'm going to say, and instead of saying class, if it's a specific class like con law, I would say con law attendance QR code, torts attendance QR code, contracts attendance QR code. I'm just using class as a kind of a placeholder. And then I'm going to save. And now it has saved it to my downloads folder. So you've got this image file, so you can just take this image and insert it in your slide presentation. I have mine at the end of my slides, and when we get to the end of class, I just go to that slide. My students hold up their phones, they use their QR code readers, and they enter their attendance. And it's pretty straightforward and efficient. And if you want to, you can scan this QR code with your phone and it will take you to that form and you can certainly enter information if you want, or you can just see what it looks like. And I think I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to go back to Airtable. I'm going to change this form so if you do choose to scan it, you know that this is a demo. All right, well, I hope you found this video to be helpful. Good luck.